Mr. Chair, thanks for doing this. And Sheriff, welcome. I've got a Virginian at the table. That's why I wanted to come. My sheriff in his testimony said, it is important to distinguish criminal aliens who pose a threat to our community from immigrants here legally. All of us agree with that. We should try to find that balance. I don't think we're balanced right now. I've been here 13 years. I wish we'd have a hearing about the positive impact immigrants make on the United States. We've never had that hearing in this committee or the HELP committee or any others. When we have hearings, it's about immigrants doing bad things rather than about the positives that immigrants do.
Why didn't you have them?
Well, can I take my time? Can I take my time? Because I think what happens, I think what happens when
Get a whole minute
the
more.
only hearings about immigrants are about crime, and we have a president who calls people's countries shithole countries. I got a lot of immigrants in the United States and in Virginia who feel like they're being targeted. And let's talk about positives. And I'm going to use Loudoun as an example. The sheriff is rightly proud of Loudoun County. 420,000 people in the last census. It's probably coming up to 450 now. It is not only one of the safest jurisdictions in the United States, it's also, by recent count, the wealthiest county in the United States. And guess what? 25% of the population and climbing is immigrant. 25%. Safe, economically successful, immigrant. And I also applaud this sheriff's department. If you have something to do, or if you don't have something to do on Halloween sometime, go to the Halloween parade in Leesburg, and you'll see the sheriff's deputies helping order. And they all wear uniforms with their names on them. None of them wear masks. The county's been an innovator in body camera use. Wow, what a novel concept. I like the professionalism that I see with your sheriff's department, and I think we could use it at the federal level. Here's an issue about sanctuary cities in the Trump administration. DHS, Mr. Chair, you might like this one. DHS in May put out a list of sanctuary cities, and they included 34 Virginia communities, cities and counties on that list. It provoked laughter in Virginia. There were cities that were not cities but counties. There were counties that were not counties but cities. There were jurisdictions that have virtually no immigrants whatsoever listed as sanctuary communities. Here was my favorite. The city of Duffield, Virginia. Now, if you don't know where Duffield is, you're not alone. Scott County, deep in Appalachia, 0.6 square miles, 76 people, not a single immigrant, not even a police department, sanctuary city. Virginia laughed the DHS out of the office. And so in October, this was in May. In August, DOJ came back and did a new list, number of sanctuary cities in Virginia, 0. They redid the list in October, number of sanctuary cities in Virginia, 0. Mr. Chair, I'd like to introduce DHS's bogus sanctuary cities list into the record.
Without objection.
And then, Mr. Chair, my last question is, look, I'm not on judiciary, and the bill that you have about imposing liability on local officials would suggest that the only fault in this area lies on local officials. Now, if you have a markup, it'll be in judiciary, and I'm not on it, but my question is sort of for you. Isn't what's good for the goose good for the gander? What about all the times when I was governor of Virginia, 2006, 2010, and my DOC, Department of Corrections, or local law enforcement, told ICE and the federal immigration agencies, 3 years under President Bush, 1 year under President Obama, that, hey, we've got somebody here who is not lawfully here. Please come pick them up. And ICE didn't show up. And ICE still is not showing up. So often, the bad examples, including one of the ones in Fairfax recently, repeated instances of ICE having this person in their purview, in their grasp, and then letting him go. So wouldn't it be, I mean, if you're going to do a bill and blame cities for this and try to impose liability on their local taxpayers, what about letting people sue ICE when hardworking local officials and sheriffs let folks know, hey, we got folks here that are here unlawfully, come pick them up. And when they don't come pick them up, shouldn't they be liable for that?
Yeah, maybe that's something we could do together. Sounds like a pretty good idea to me. Be glad to work with you.
Well,
I think those days are probably over with this administration, but the idea that the federal government had notice and the local community is willing to turn them over and they turned a blind eye and somebody got hurt, I would be willing definitely to create liability there.
And I'll just conclude, Mr. Chair, and say, you know, the mayor in me, the governor in me, gets mad when things like this get blamed on mayors and governors, when often it's complete dysfunction at the federal level under multiple administrations. That's the real culprit. I yield back.
Right. The lawyer in me wants to hold people accountable who create problems. Senator Scott.
Thank you, Chairman. Thanks